Take a look at what happened.
Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal podcast. A troubling incident. Questions arise after attempted assassination at the Donald Trump rally yesterday evening, which was Saturday night, July 13th, 2024. Recent events at the Trump rally have raised serious concerns. Eyewitnesses report seeing a 20-year-old attempting to assassinate Donald Trump by climbing a building with a rifle, an area that should have been secured. Despite alerting law enforcement, bystanders observed no immediate action. Furthermore, Secret Service agents were seen on a roof behind Trump, aiming their guns at the shooter. Yet, law enforcement only reacted after the shooter fired his weapon. This delay in response prompts critical questions about potential failures and the possibility of organized involvement. Initial reports indicate the gunman did not act alone, resulting in 2 fatalities and 1 injury. The gunman was eventually killed by law enforcement. Now, we must examine where law enforcement fell short and whether this incident was part of a larger conspiracy. I discussed this with Dante Nelson, a co-host and a co-producer here at the Neoliberal, moments ago, and we will have that for you. Why we are saying that something is afoot, and why we are saying that the FBI needs to investigate this particular incident. Yeah.
The whole situation is ridiculous, and I'm still mind blown. Like that someone really attempted to kill this man.
A 20-year-old who is climbing up a roof with a rifle in broad, and other persons saw this young man climbing up the roof, alerted the police, and they did nothing. Anyway, and you saw that the police, a Secret Service agent, was on the roof behind Donald Trump, pointing his gun at the shooter, or in the direction that the gun. I mean, I talk about this coming up on the podcast, but this is quite interesting.
But and then they showed an image of the bullet.
Yes.
Flying past Donald Trump.
Okay.
So was he on the left or the right?
The shooter?
Yes. The shooter was on the left.
The shooter was on the left, or the.
Okay, the bullet had
the east. He was on the east, because the Donald Trump was west, facing us. He was facing us. He's on the right. Us, and from where we were watching, he's on that's a little bit the left side, the east, a little bit the east going to west. But whatever the case is, yeah. But I mean, we're not the investigator. I'm quite sure the FBI would be investigating this. Something does not sound quite right about this story.
It does not. And then they said that he was 200 feet away. Only 200.
200 feet away. I mean, of course. People saw this young man climbing up the roof and alerted the police, and they did nothing. I mean, what is going on? This is quite interesting that the shooting is occurring and ridiculous. They are all standing. I mean, this is the Neoliberal podcast. We'll be right back after this. Looking, it's as if it's 2 different events. Donald Trump is down, duck for cover and so on. The other people, they've half ducked, and isn't that interesting?
That is.
How is it that they are still upright, as if nothing is happening? It's 2 different events. Donald Trump is at a different event than the other. This is quite interesting.
You had spoken with the person who ended up falling, I believe you said, or he's with his whole family?
No, his family watched it happen. So they were in the bleachers when he got hit and he went down. I think they were trying to figure out what was going on. They were screaming for help. The body was, they put a towel over the man's head. The body was removed from the bleachers. Then the police came back, right after and tried to move the family, but they were all in shock. They weren't processing what was going on. The man was definitely, he was dead the minute he was hit. I mean, it was something that reminded me of the Zapruder film from Kennedy. I mean, it was his head snapped and that was it. And I caught it out of the corner of my eye, and and then there was just pandemonium. And again, it's Pennsylvania. You're out in rural Pennsylvania. You don't really anticipate this is going to happen, but it happened.
You mentioned, and I'm sorry, I know this is very emotional for you as well. You mentioned that, this was your first Trump rally. How are you feeling about the election now? What are you hoping to see moving forward? We've already seen a lot of statements of support from across the aisle come in for the former president. I can tell you too from our sources that they say that Donald Trump is okay, that he is at a local facility being treated. But I would love just your view on, I know you came here today to support the man that, the former president. I'm curious how you think about this now. I know it's a hard question given the chaos that we're currently in and the adrenaline that we're both feeling right now, but if you can share any of that insight.
It solidifies my support. I understand, people believe that Trump's, they know he's bombastic. They don't really like him. He's a very polarizing figure. He has an abrasive personality, but I truly believe he has the best interests of the country at heart. And you make a point. The man's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. He could be sitting in the, like you said, he was sitting at the rally joking about it. He's like, I could be sitting in the Mediterranean on a yacht enjoying my life, but I'm not. I'm trying to help run the country. It puts in perspective, there's a real cost for that. I mean, there's some people that really want him dead.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to give it, if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much. And I
was on the ground at the rally to communicate information about tips and to send law enforcement to investigate them on the ground as soon as possible.
In terms of rallies or events like this, and we have two conventions this summer.
We are learning from we're learning about the latest incident stemming from the attack on former President Donald Trump's life at a rally that was held last night. The shooter, we're hearing that is a white male, 20-year-old, from a Republican. Little is known about the shooter. He's from the Pittsburgh area, in that area of the suburbs of Pennsylvania. But it's quite interesting that we are learning that moments before the shooting or before the rally started, the shooter was seen climbing up the roof. First of all, how is it that, and people are asking, how is it that this 20-year-old had access to an elevated area that was not cornered off, or what's going on there? One, two, persons who were at the rally saw the young man climbing up the roof with a rifle, and they alerted the police, they alerted the security officials, and nobody did anything. That is suspicious. That's what we are learning. Okay, so the fact is, the police were all, people were aware of the fact that this young man was on the roof, and they did nothing about it. They did nothing about it. So, and I'm saying to you, this is always the case. We are always, after events like this, we're learning that it could have been
Someone
prevented.
really wanted Donald Trump to die.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it doesn't matter.
all that he has done.
When you have,
Do you wish that this man will, like, rest in peace?
who's that?
Like, sooner than later?
Who?
Donald Trump
What do you mean, rest in peace?
died.
I mean, I don't wish death for anyone, because the Bible, but I mean, I'm a man of faith, and I believe in the human spirit. I'm a man of love. I don't wish death on anyone, no matter how I disagree with somebody. Okay, I never come to the finality of wishing death on anyone. Absolutely not. Okay,
Okay.
because I'm a man of faith. However, there are those who wish, but that's me. But there are those who wish for Donald Trump to die. There are those who probably wish for Biden to die. Okay, that's why they have Secret Service. Once you hold a public office, notice they have security details. They are surrounded. That's why you have the Secret. The Secret Service is supposed to protect the president from harm, from danger. They're supposed to put themselves in harm's way. Okay, once you hold a public office like this, or once you seek a public office like this, or you don't even have to hold a public office. You could be a publicly exposed person, a celebrity, or whatever the case is. People are going to attack you. People are sought after, in a sense, and that's why many people put a lot of money in getting Secret Service and security details. So yes, so they have security detail, and the security detail is supposed to do their work. Okay, they're supposed to do their work.
Have done their work?
They did not do their work. Okay, because first of all, the people, regular people who don't have access to information and the technology that these security people had, and they alerted the police at the rally that there is somebody climbing up the roof with a rifle, and they did nothing.
Wait, what? Okay.
We are too reactive. We are too reactive in this
Because
country.
we did see a video clip where
We are too reactive in this country.
where they showed the two.
Of Donald Trump, I realized that was who lived eternally. That was a very rare photo that'll be in history.
The two officers
Yes.
that were on top of the building.
I think Butler County, Pennsylvania.
They showed them two looking the same direction.
Listen, that's why I'm saying to you, it is so weird. All of this is weird. Yes, there was Secret Service personnel on the roof. Look, they already knew that this guy was on the roof. And there were Secret Service officials on the roof pointing in pointing in the shooter's direction, where the shots were coming from, obviously. Okay, you saw that. And then they waited until this guy started shooting before they started to protect him, before they started to act. I mean, that is what I'm saying to you. This is so unusual. It's so weird. All of this is weird. I spoke with I've been speaking with several.
Okay, so
I've been trying to
question.
get reactions from several people today when once that we learned of this.
One question.
And some people were saying that
it was a cahoots.
who?
The whole thing.
Well, first of all, many people were saying initially, and some people feel like, okay, I'm saying to you that many people feel as though it's staged. And one other gentleman I spoke with said he thought it was staged at first, but then when he watched again and saw that there were several people who were injured and some people died, and so now they're saying that, and how Donald Trump reacted, it would seem it's not staged. It's something that really happened. Okay.
I think it really is.
But however, and they said initially, hold on,
But
they said,
then again, you don't.
hold on, let me finish the
you
report.
can't-
Initially, they said that the gentleman, the young man, acted alone. And by the way, we're hearing that it's Butler County. It happened in Butler County, but we heard that the young man acted alone. But now we're listening to CBS and we're hearing reports that he didn't act alone. There is indications that he may not have acted alone. So that is why he probably was able to go up to the roof without the security forces acting. So the question is, are the security forces part of this? Were they aware of this? Are they part of the organization? Are they part of the planning? Are they? Were they? I'm not saying that they were, but I'm just saying it is when you see if people were already alerting the police and they did not do anything about it. And then and there are videos showing Secret Service pointing their gun in the direction that the shooter was shooting from before the shooting started. You have to ask if something does not seem right. Something seems afoot. I mean, you understand what I'm saying here?
It was mind blowing to see. Like,
or is it just that we are just so reactive in this country? 9/11, we're reactive. Yes, right, because we're hearing that.
But his reaction, how he responded to
yes,
and reacted, it was like he felt like a bumblebee sting or something.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is that it is quite. The police have to say why. I mean, we need to know what. Wait, hold up. I need to say this before you respond. We need to know why there were failures here. Why did they fail to protect the former president? Okay. Why didn't the police? Why wasn't that? Why wasn't? How is it that?
His mission.
How did that 20-year-old climb up there on the roof at an event? Why wasn't it cornered off? Why didn't the security official react or respond?
Already,
what two guys?
That were on top of the building.
Mm-hmm.
The two officers that were already sitting up there.
Yes.
He probably already had seen them as he was attempting to shoot, and
he waited until after the fact. It seems I don't know what's going on, but obviously, law enforcement knew that guy was up there. Some people might say that was this a Democratic plot? But were the Democrats behind this, or did Donald Trump stage it? People might go, because the security officials failed. Because the fact of the matter is, this young man was able to get onto the roof with a rifle, an area that was supposed to be blocked off. One, the regular people, civilians who were there alerted the police when they saw the guy climbing up the roof, and they did nothing. 3, we saw videos of Secret Service or law enforcement people on the roof pointing their gun in the direction from where the shooter was before the shooting started. And it wasn't until after the fact that they started to shoot. They're reactive, 1. 2, why didn't they act when people alerted the security officials of that this was going to happen? 2, 3, exactly. Why didn't they prevent Donald Trump from to speak or appearing if they were aware that somebody was there illegally in a restricted area? I mean, unless this was planned and staged, but by who?
So they said that they seen the man
They seen the man, they alerted the police, and they did anything. So are the police part of a plan to take down Donald Trump?
Climbing up the building.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
was he on a ladder? Like, that was connected to the
I
side
am.
of the
Well,
building?
listen. First of all, it's rumor.
How was he climbing up the
We
building?
are hearing that there are the people in Butler County who attended the conference, the rally, saw the young man climbing up on the roof with a rifle, and they alerted the police, and the police didn't do anything. First of all, so if you are going to a rally and you see someone climbing up a roof with a gun, why are you still at the rally? Okay, that's the next thing. Okay, the police is not doing anything, so I guess maybe they thought that, oh, probably he's working with the police detail. The police didn't do anything, so maybe they thought that he was working with the police detail. This is quite interesting. I would want to know. I would like to follow. That's my question. This is the Neoliberal podcast. We hope that we will get some of these questions answered, because President Trump, former president, was attacked, and we want to know why. Why is it that he was not protected? Why is it that the Secret Service and law enforcement didn't protect former President Donald Trump? Okay, why didn't? And there were indications that there was somebody there climbing up a roof in an area that was supposed to be restricted, and although people saw and alerted the police, they didn't do anything. They did not execute their job, and there was clearly people on the roof pointing their gun in that direction. Okay, or is so that is why people are saying that it feels as though it is staged. This is the Neoliberal podcast. We'll continue to follow the story. Continue to support us at the Neoliberal. Visit us at theneoliberal.com. Visit our store page at our e-commerce page, where you can get our books and IT services and so on. It's store.theneoliberal.com. Visit us on YouTube. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, which is growing. We are now over 1.5 thousand subscribers. We want to say thank you for all our subscribers on our YouTube channel, and also on our podcast platforms, and Spotify for podcasters, iTunes, Amazon, the Audible, Google Podcast is no more, but we are also streaming on the YouTube podcast as well on our YouTube channel. We continue to grow. Continue to please, you can support us by going to anchor.fm/theneoliberal/support, and you can also go to theneoliberal.com and go to our support the Neoliberal menu to support us. Have a great Sunday and a great week. Walk good.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Get ready. We ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move. We're clear.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head, bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
This is quite interesting that the shooting is occurring and they are all standing. I mean, nobody is down or scammering. They are still upright, sitting, looking. It's as if it's two different events. Donald Trump is down, duck for cover and so on. The other people, they've half ducked, and isn't that interesting? How is it that they are still upright, as if nothing is happening? It's two different events. Donald Trump is at a different event than the other. This is quite interesting.